What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back for another unboxing and review video. In today's video, we're going to be taking a closer look at the Grim Knight. That's right, Grim Knight, right there. Check him out in the box. Very cool box presentation. McFarlane Toys. I'm a big fan of McFarlane Toys. I do not have a lot of DC figures. I am actually really particular when it comes to DC stuff. There's several of these Batmans that are out, but the Grim Knight was the one that I really was looking hard for. So I was actually really happy to pick him up. But let's get him out of the box. Let's check this thing out. This thing is, I do have, and we'll get more into detail on it, but I do have a few little issues when it comes to the figure. But out of all the variants that I've seen, this is one that I really, really like. Let's get him out of the, there he is in the clamshell right there. Very cool. It's definitely a beefy figure. Oh, see, I was wondering what this was. I couldn't tell in the box what this was, but it looks like weapons. So that's going to be the first thing we open up, because I knew he had the two weapons showing in the box. So, oh, that's actually pretty wickedly cool right there. I guess this is going to peg in on his back. I don't really understand why, but the amount of detail that's in these weapons actually is really cool looking. Sort of has like a little game, Iron Throne thing going on here, but it definitely comes with that. We know what that is now. We got the card, which all of these McFarlane Toys, they come with this little informational card. The Grim Knight. We have some information on the back, and of course comes with an actual figure stand. All right, so yeah, let's get him out of the box, or get him out of his, let's free him from his clamshell. All right, here comes the noisy part. Here we go. Boom. All right, first and foremost, let's check out his actual weapon that he comes with, this little grenade launcher that is bent. I'm not sure if it's supposed to be bent this way, but it definitely is. It definitely has some bendage to it right there at the barrel. So I might have to actually take a heat gun and try to straighten this. This is some dense plastic right here. So yeah, there's no, it's definitely not going to be an easy little pull back in place. I will definitely have to take the heat gun to it. Second weapon, and this one actually has a little bit of a bend on the magazine, but it looks like a like an MP3 right there. Very cool. Great detail on this weapon here. And this comes to some of my first issues, and I'll go ahead and talk about the first issues. Is I'm not a big fan of solid colors. Like, I get it, but there definitely could be some additional work done on these particular weapons, I do believe. But enough of that. Let's check out the figure itself. From a tactical point of view, this figure is legit. I mean, he is straight up tactical. There is so much going on with this figure, it's not even funny. The head sculpt, I think, is amazing. That is really a good, clean head sculpt. We got the Bat logo on his chest. We do have a little bit of flexibility. But let's check out his articulation, because I'm really curious with this scarf area here on his head, how much he's actually going to have. So let's take a look at that. Looking up, there is nada. That's about it looking down, but as far as looking up, he doesn't look up with his head. He does not look up at all. Side to side, nothing wrong with that. And of course, we do have a swivel, so that's okay. But it would be nice if he could actually, look up. That would be a cool little touch. But I'm sure if you manipulate his waist and legs, you can simulate it pretty good. I do like this sort of pose he has in the package. He's got that all, I'm swole and I can take care of anything that comes after me look going on. But anyway, shoulders. Let me see if I can straighten his arms out a little bit while we get started here. He's got, that's some good range of motion in the shoulders right there. That's nothing wrong with that. The one thing that I'm already noticing, and he does have a bicep swivel, and check his elbows out. Nothing wrong. Double jointed elbows, but his arms do not fully straighten. There's a bend right here, so he does not fully straighten his arms, which will give him this angle right here, which is not, there's nothing wrong with it. It looks fine. But yeah, that's different. His hand does have the trigger fingers. The thing I like about this particular trigger hand compared to some, it does look like a grasping and trigger finger combo. So if you actually take a closer look at his hand, it is definitely a trigger finger, but it's a little bit more open on his three fingers here. So that's a pretty nice little touch. Let's get his arms back out. And here's the weird thing. If you put his shoulders up like this and then you look at him like that, he's got that gull look, like gull wings. But as far as his waist goes, we got a really good waist pivot. He does lean back a lot in the lower back. But again, to get him to look up in the air, you would have to really bend this back a lot, which I'm not a big fan of that. Going forward, that's about it right there. Nothing wrong with that. I do like the fact that his waist holster belt right here is not fixed. In other words, it does move. Let's check out his hips, because we do have this magazine pouches here in his pistol, which they're in line right here. So I'm curious how well that's going to. And he also has a holster over here. But right there, full split. Can't go wrong with that. And let's see. Leg forward. That's about it. Going forward. Going back. Definitely nothing wrong with it at all. As far as his knees go, should be double jointed. Right there. Great on that. And it has a nice ratchet feel to it. His ankles, I will say this, the separation right here between his boot, the lower part of his boot and the upper part of the boot, that's a little, it is what it is, but we can get over it. But he does have a decent toe pivot or foot pivot. But again, there's this gap right here, which I think may become a little annoying. But hey, it is what it is. I don't think, I can obviously see it, which that could have been, I think, done a little bit better. I would rather sacrifice some movement to have less of a gap. That's just my personal opinion. But yeah, I mean, it's a great looking figure. I mean, for as far as a Batman goes, it looks great, tons of detail, and yeah, I'm super excited. I wanted to see this thing because I think honestly I'll never have this on his back, but I wanted to see what it looked like. And there you go. I think it's a little ridiculous. Down to me looks better than up for sure. So I don't know. That's a lot of weaponry to be carrying on your back like this, but it looks okay. But I tell you what, guys, let me get this thing posed up, and I'm actually going to bring out another figure. I might grab Venom or Venom and bring him over, and we'll look at the size difference between him and that figure, and we'll get him posed up, and I'll give you my final thoughts on the Grim Knight. All right, so let's talk about the final thoughts. As you can see, I got Venom over here. We got the old Grim Knight. He's got his grenade launchers, getting ready to pop old Venom in the head with one. But I wanted to give you a little bit of a comparison between these two figures. Venom is still taller, and I've actually got Venom actually more leaning back, so we'll actually stand him up a little bit. There's a little bit of size difference, which proportionally, I think this is a really good comparison. If we put a Spider-Man or something like that, we're definitely going to get a little bit of a beefier look with the Grim Knight. But as far as the actual figure, I did take my heat gun and try to heat up this grenade launcher and straighten the barrel. I was able to do it a little bit, but as you can see when it's in his hand, there is a bend there, which that's a little bit unfortunate, but I'm still going to work on it and see if I can get it better. But as far as the figure itself goes, sorry Venom, you can go over here now. But as far as the figure itself, I like it. I think it's a great figure. I think there's plenty of posability with it. It comes with a good amount of accessories. This particular piece here, I probably will never use it. If I had to choose, I think it'd be cool if there'd been like a backpack or something. I think that'd been really cool. And I know there's a storyline or something where this makes sense, but from a photography point of view, which you guys know me, that's the way I base a lot of my purchases and my figures and my pops, on how I can create something with it. This is too comic booky, I guess, which he is from the comic book, so I guess it makes sense. I do wish that, like for me, it would have been really cool to maybe have a singular weapon that you could peg back here, because when I was looking at it, I thought to myself that this looks really cool on his back. And honestly, I don't know yet, but I may actually put this there. I'm seriously considering making a peg, and then actually where I can peg this in on his back, because I think it actually looks good on his back. That's just my opinion. Also, I think that this particular weapon here, I like the most. It goes a little bit more with his tactical presence than, say, for instance, this MP3, because, you know, it's okay, don't get me wrong, but it sort of gets lost size-wise, you know, when he's got it in his hands. So I think this makes a bigger statement. Again, this particular weapon here, also with a sling or something like that, would have looked really good that you could sling over. So I might try to see if I can make some kind of a sling to maybe where I can put this around his back as an option. But that's the beauty of the toys, is we have the ability to create what we want as far as toys go, and how they're displayed. And I think that's one of the fun things when it comes to action figures themselves, is being able to come up with something that makes sense to us. Like, I really wish I could get this in his hand right now. McFarlane toys, their grips on their whatever they use for their hands, it's more of a solid material. It definitely, you work to get to get a McFarlane toy to hold a weapon, in my opinion. But there we go. So, you know, you can do something cool like this. The bend in the weapon sort of takes away from this type of pose, but again, you can have a lot of fun with it. But there we go. I'll go ahead and put this on his back. Give you the full show here. If I can get it pegged back in. There we go. There he is right there. The bat. The Grim Knight right there. But definitely let me know in the comments if you have this particular figure. Let me know what you think about it. I'm still on the fence on whether or not I'm going to grab any of the other ones. There is a possibility there I might grab another one. I'm not for sure yet. But this was the one that I really wanted out of all of them. So I'm actually glad I'm able to put him in my collection. And I can't wait to figure out a way to photograph him. Probably do some static stuff at first, but I don't know. But anyway, guys, if this is your first time on my channel, please make sure and hit that subscribe button. Make sure you got notifications turned on. That way you'll know when I drop videos. And always remember, toys refresh your soul. And I'll see you next time.